May the peaceful one be with you. Just thought I'd make this to discuss the DLC really quickly, and honestly voice my displeasure with it. It's not a bad DLC, but it doesn't actually fix the problems of the game to begin with. So the DLC gives one new Ryu and Yakumo weapon, new stages, new story content, abyssal mode, new enemies and trials, new accessories, customizable weapon sets, some gameplay tweaks and adjustments, as well as some fixes. Yakumo's new weapon is honestly great. Ryu's weapon is seriously underwhelming, and it's not nearly as fleshed out as Yakumo's new weapon. No gleam form with it either. Jakotsumon is a weapon with an extendable chain that can pull enemies towards you or you towards them as one of its key properties. Now I know why they gave Ryu this weapon. It's because he has no true ranged attacks or projectile weapon, so they gave him this weapon to compensate. But it just doesn't fix the problem of lacking a projectile weapon. New stages is a stretch, because it's basically just old stages mashed together with some new filters or whatever, so I wouldn't really say new stages, just reused assets with a different coat of paint. New story content, yes, but ultimately shallow. At least we see Ryu in the ending this time. That and Yakumo actually gives Ryu his respect during one dialogue with Umi. Plus it's only 3 chapters and like I said earlier, old levels mashed together with different filters. Abyssal Road is good. It's like this game's Bloody Palace from Devil May Cry, but you are able to save after every 10 floors, which is nice, but the final 20 you need to do at once. New enemies is not true. There's just one new enemy type and 2 new bosses. The first DLC boss is basically an empowered version of the new returning enemy type. The final boss is just 2 other bosses you fight at the end of DLC Chapter 1 and 2 combined. So really just 1 new enemy type and 2 bosses. There are new trials, haven't played them honestly, but 6 new trials, which is good. New accessories, yeah, but they aren't all that honestly. Just stuff you would expect, which are accessories empowering the new weapons. Customizable weapon sets, which are fine. Some gameplay tweaks with things like iframe adjustments and some fixes. Well, the main negatives are that this DLC doesn't actually fix much as everyone had hoped. Level design variety is still underwhelming. Still lots of breaking of game flow. Some slowdown areas are fixed, but other times like dying in trials or starting a purgatory area still takes forever. Still lots of moves and features missing from previous games. Blood Essence is still shallow. One thing I forgot to mention in my Ninja Gaiden 4 review is that Blood Essence only restores health in this game, but in Abyssal Road, there are different types of essence. One type increases your berserker/dragon gauge, but this is only restricted to Abyssal Road, which is baffling. Plus no key restoration essence either. Having key essence would have been good, but please don't restrict these essence types to specific game modes. Lots of Yakumo priority. Clearly. Ryu gets sidelined again. Ryu is still pretty pointless. Not obsolete like before, since he has a new unique weapon, but it's not really enough to justify playing Ryu over Yakumo, who now has a new, fully fleshed out weapon too. Block limit still exists, minigame sections, no unlockable costumes. I don't know if the hitbox issue is still present. Environments aren't still always interactable, even when they look like they should be. Master Ninja Mode is still an abysmal road. The targeting system is still terrible, the worst it's been in any Ninja Gaiden game, which I forgot to mention in my review. Another thing I will mention now are the accessories. Lots of the weapon empowerment accessories, if not all of them, have trade-offs, which is really annoying. I mean, you have a limited accessory slots anyway. Why penalize us for using these accessories? Plus, in most cases, in my humble opinion, the trade-off isn't even worth it. Also, I would like to add that I made a previous video talking about Rise of the Ronin, and how that game included legacy Ninja Gaiden moves and things like directional attacks and hold attacks from the start of the game. Therefore complained as to why these mechanics were not included in Ninja Gaiden 4. I deleted that video because, well, just seemed pointless to have it and beat the dead horse, I guess. But for the video, some people commented saying that the reason for that is that Platinum made this game. Well, I'd say that's no excuse, honestly. So what if Platinum made this game? Team Ninja still supervised it. How could Team Ninja have looked at this game and be like, good job, let's put it out? Both Platinum and Team Ninja are to blame for this. That's all I have to say on that matter. And let's not forget that Platinum games do have titles which have directional inputs as well, by the way. In conclusion, the DLC isn't bad. It's actually good content-wise, but the biggest issue with it is that it adds quite a bit whilst fixing so little. And honestly, because of that, I don't really want to play this game anymore. It has too many problems which keep it from being enjoyable to me. It's for that reason I am not really too keen on making any more content for this game either, especially when there probably will be a special edition of this game coming out in the future. I don't want to make content for a game which is basically incomplete or inferior, knowing that they will release a future edition with all the things we want, all the fixes and improvements which we should have gotten from the start. I don't make content knowing that I can't maximize my potential with something, and I know I can't maximize my potential with an inferior version of the game. That's it, guys. Have a good one.